Everybody, Derek here. Welcome back to the Fuelcast. Today we're talking about what to do in the fire. You know, when everything around you is going wrong, it seems like everything is falling down. What you have to realize is that the season around you does not necessarily dictate the season within you. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Everybody around them is bowing to society. They're doing what is dictated from the top down. But these three men know who their God is. So inside of them, they know that the season around them does not plan out the season inside of them. What can we learn from these guys being thrown in the fire or standing up in the face of trials and tribulations? First thing we can learn is this, that we are already delivered. They show us that we're not believing to be delivered. We're not praying to be delivered. What do they say to King Nebuchadnezzar? They say we don't have to defend ourselves in this. The God who we serve is well able to deliver us from the fire. But even if he doesn't, we're still not going to bow. See, within them, they already know they have been delivered. This is pre-Christ. This is before Jesus dies on the cross. But yet these men understand eternity enough to know we've already been delivered. You need to live like that also. Anything that comes your way, you need to be able to stand up in it and say, you know what? I don't have to bow because the God who I serve can deliver me. Second thing we need to learn from them going through the fire is to be principled. To set principles in place prior to the fire being lit. See, they didn't wait on the fire to be lit and then decide, well, should we bow? Should we just go down it? No, they set things in advance and said, hey, if the moment comes where everybody's bowing to other gods, the three of us are not going to bow. They set the principle in place. Your principles need to be concrete and they need to be decided on early. When the fire hits, it's too late to start deciding what you believe in. So decide what you believe in now. The third thing we need to decide is how we're going to be dressed in life. What are we going to wear? See, when they step up, they've got these robes. They've got this outer garment that the kingdom had put on them that they were living in, but that did not dictate how they were dressed on the inside. So if those royal robes that had been given to them because they're serving in a different kingdom had been burned up, it wouldn't matter to them because that's what other people think about them. We really need to quit worrying about what other people think about us. They knew on the inside what their real names were. They knew who the God they served was. They knew what they had to do to get through that fire, whether it was getting through it here or dying in the fire and ending up there in eternity with him. They knew who they were on the inside. Quit letting outside emotions and outside thoughts and outside ideas dictate who you are and what you do. You need to realize that you're clothed in the clothes that Christ says you're clothed in. The next thing we need to realize from the Hebrew children going through the fire is no delay. Man, when they fired that fire up, they were standing there. There wasn't anything they could do about it. They just said, hey, the God we serve can deliver us. But if he don't, we're still not going to bow. And them men threw them in the fire. Sometimes a fight comes your way, and man, as a believer, you just got to put your dukes up and go with it. We got to realize that God does not always deliver us from the fire. Sometimes he shows up in the fire with us and delivers us through the fire. So whether you get delivered from or delivered through, you have to realize, hey, sometimes the fight, there's just no delay. We got to move into this thing and go. In order to do that, you got to be ready. You got to be on your guard. The enemy prowls around like a roaring lion looking to tear you up, so you better make sure you're ready. The fifth thing we can learn from these guys going through the fire is no matter what, we've got to worship. You say, well, Derek, the reason they were worshiping is because the Son of Man, God, Jesus incarnate, was in the fire with them. Yeah, but I guarantee you they were worshiping before he showed up because these men did not wait on things to be good to worship. There are examples throughout the Word of God where people worshiped, and because of their worship, God then shows up. So whether good or bad, you need to set your heart to worship on a daily basis. What is worship? Man, it can be turning on a song. It can be just talking to God as you go through your day, telling him you love him. You know he's there. You appreciate him. He is worth your worship. So learn to worship no matter what. The last thing I want you to get from these three Hebrew children is the fact that they had no matter what faith. Man, a lot of times we've got faith because we believe it's going to work out. And then if it don't work out, we act like it was our faith that was the problem. Listen, these guys had it don't matter if he don't deliver us, we're not going to bow type of faith. They had a faith that said he can, but even if he don't, we're still going to trust in him. If there was ever a faith that is needed in the world we're living in today, it's a faith that says, even if he don't deliver me from this, I'm still not going to turn my back on him. Quit deconstructing your faith. Quit deconstructing your Christianity. Quit all the deconstruction. Man, you deconstruct a cake and flour don't taste good by itself. Lard sure don't. You put it all together, you mix that thing in the environment of faith, and man, you'll have the best spiritual cake you've ever had in your life. So listen, let's get some faith back in the Christian walk. Let's get some faith back in the life of a believer. Some faith that says, even if it don't go the way I want it to, I'm still gonna have faith. Listen, we can learn something from these three Hebrew children. Faith that lasts is faith that works. I have faith before the fire, that in the fire, he's going to deliver me from the fire. But if he don't deliver me from the fire, I'm still going to live for him. I hope you'll do the same. Hey, I'll see you on the next Fuelcast.